Hello. Hello everyone, welcome to Physics Analysis YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss one of the most interesting chapter in physics, that is human eye in colorful world. So grab your notebook and let's get it started. See, human eye जो है ना, it is one of the most important and complex organ of our human body. It acts like a camera. That camera you know na, like that camera only I am talking about. See, like camera, this human eye also receive light, it focus, it forms an image, and that image is further sent to the brain via optic nerve, and then brain then interpret it, and hence we see the object and this of course beautiful world. So without eye we can't see this beautiful world, right? So this chapter जो है ना helps us to understand how vision actually work. So first of all, let's have a look of label diagram of human eye, and then we shall discuss its parts and function. So let us draw the human eye. तो बच्चों ये रहा हमारा ह्यूमन आई, राइट. सो जल्दी से फटाफट जो है लेबल कर दो. तो बच्चों ये जो है ना, दिस एरिया वी कॉल इट प्यूपिल, राइट, एंड दिस स्ट्रक्चर, दिस टू वी कॉल इट आइरिस, एंड दिस अपर मोस्ट ट्रांसपेरेंट पार्ट, दिस वन we call it, this one I am talking about, this one, the bulging part, this is called cornea, right? So this three part you understood. This is the this portion, the empty portion, this area is called pupil, and just here this one, this is crystalline lens. And behind this iris, this ciliary muscle, right, this and this. Okay बच्चों, here जो है ना, three layers are there. This the outermost layer, this layer, the white part you are seeing na, this outside this circle, this circular diaphragm, one outermost layer is there. This is the main protective layer of our eye, that is called sclera. This uppermost है ना, sclera, and below this layer one more layer is there. This layer is called choroid. Okay, now this area is retina, and this area is optic nerve. बच्चों this is the whole nerve junction. At this nerve junction only, this is one of the nerve, we call it optic nerve. This is specialized to carry this electrical signal to the brain. Okay, so this is the optic nerve. Now this area is filled with humor. This is called vitreous humor, and here also water like, here also one fluid is filled. This is aqueous humor. So बच्चों, this is your label diagram of human eye. Now let us understand the function of each and every parts of this human eye. That is very important. So first of all let us discuss about cornea. बच्चों, what is cornea? Cornea is it is one of the outermost transparent bulging part. ठीक है ना, the bulging membrane. The bulging membrane. Light enter through cornea. You see, this is the outermost, the bulging, the चोंच जैसा जो स्ट्रक्चर जो निकला हुआ है ना दोस्तों, ये वाली, ये, this is called cornea. So what is this cornea? You can say that it is a transparent bulging membrane, right, through which light enter into the eye. So its main function is light enters into the eye through cornea. ठीक है, light enter into the eye through cornea. So this is about cornea. Just two line. One line say you speak about the cornea, and second line you tell the function. This is how you need to write in your CBSE board exam also, right? So after cornea, let us go for iris. This iris. The cornea we have discussed. Now iris. What is iris? बच्चों, after cornea na, one muscular part is there, and this muscular part is filled with colored pigment. You know, you might have seen different color. So the color of light is decided by the colored pigment filled into the iris. Suppose blue colored pigment is there inside the iris, so that eye will look like a bluish eye. Understand na? Blue. Suppose reddish type red pigment is filled into the iris, so it will be like a red eye, reddish eye. Are you getting me? Okay, so this iris has a muscles. It has also muscles. It is a muscular part, of course, and it is filled with colored pigment. The color of eye is decided by this colored pigment only. And let me tell you बच्चों, this iris जो है ना, it is actually a circular diaphragm with a central hole, and this hole is called pupil. So this iris is actually a circular diaphragm. This I am showing, this figure is showing the side view, but when you will see the close-up eye, you see my eye I am showing you. You see this is the eye. So this one is the circular diaphragm. Okay, with a central hole. This hole through which light is of course entering literally and focus on the and falls on this convex lens. This entering, this entering situation, this entering place, this is called pupil. So what is this pupil? Of course, iris has a circular diaphragm with a central hole. This central hole is called pupil. You might have seen after conducting assembly outside, of course I am talking about the summer days especially, okay, in hot region. As and when you come after the conducting assembly, just as and when you come back to your class, things are not visible clearly. You might have seen, you might have observed, you might have experienced, right? Why this happens so? See, in white light what happened? Our iris contract. Because of this, pupil become, the size of pupil become small, right? And that's why we feel problem. You see, at the evening, okay, we give strain to our eye in order to open up this pupil so that the things would be visible to you. In the evening also, things are not visible proper. Okay? So that is due to this iris and pupil. This, remember, I am telling you, this pupil is this empty place, and this iris is the cause because of this size of pupil is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so in dim light, dim light pupil size increases, and in high intensity of light, pupil size decreases. They don't want जो है more than sufficient light would enter into the eye. What they need, what they want sufficient light, not more than that. Sufficient light would enter into the eye. So this way, what is the function of iris? The main function of iris is to control the amount of light entering into the eye. How much actually the light would enter into the eye, that is controlled by iris. So what is the function of iris दोस्तों? Function of iris is to control the amount of light entering into the eye. तो iris में मस्कुलर पार्ट है, ऑफ कोर्स मस्कुलर पार्ट है, ठीक है. इट हैज ए सर्कुलर डायफ्राम, सर्कुलर डायफ्राम with a central hole. This hole is called a pupil. This hole is called a pupil. This central hole is called a pupil. This central hole is called pupil. Okay. Iris main, see in the exam they will not ask the function of pupil, they will ask the function of iris. So you write it control the amount of light, entering into the eye, right? So it control the amount of light entering into the eye. So this is the main function of this iris. So number 1 we have discussed cornea, and number 2 we are discussing about iris. Clear? I hope it is clear to all. Behind iris one more muscular part is there, that is very very important, and this part is ciliary muscle. This part is what? Ciliary muscle. This one, this one, this is the ciliary muscle, right? So what is the, okay, if I can write here, I can write ciliary muscles. दोस्तों, what is ciliary muscle? What is ciliary muscle? See, ciliary muscle is also a muscular part behind. It is placed behind the iris, and it hold this crystalline lens. I mean, this ciliary muscle give a position to this crystalline lens, है ना. मतलब ये जो ciliary muscle है ना, इसको पकड़ के रखा हुआ है. तो this is held, है ना, due to this ciliary muscle. तो ciliary muscle का काम है इसको पकड़ के रखना, इसको पकड़ के झगड़ के जैसे भी बोलो उसको होल्ड करने, यानी this ciliary muscle gives this lens a position, right? Now what is the main function? This is not a main function. The main function is to control the focal length of this eye lens, right? Suppose this is the eyeball and this is the eye lens. So you know this is a lens, of course. So it will have some focal length. So this focal length is controlled by this ciliary muscle, okay, by contraction and relaxation. See, when the object is placed, I mean nearby first. So when the object is nearby, then ciliary muscle contract. So the lens become thicker. And because of this focal length decreases, and we see the object, right? Now when the object is placed at, I mean, in order to see the distant object, okay, in distant object, for distant object what happened? See, for near object, so this lens become thicker because due to contraction of this ciliary muscle, and focal length decreases, and hence we see the object. But when the object is placed at very far, I mean for distant object, okay, I am talking about for a distant object, this lens become thin. This time ciliary muscle become relaxed, because of this lens become thin, and hence focal length increases, and we see the object clearly. So remember everyone, है ना, remember again and again I am telling you, ciliary muscle जो है, its main function is Okay, so ciliary muscle we have discussed. See, first light is entering through the cornea via pupil. It falls on this lens. Of course, this lens is held due to this ciliary muscle. So ciliary muscle we have discussed, iris we have discussed, cornea we have discussed, pupil we have discussed. Now we can talk about this crystalline lens. So here only I am writing, okay, so that you will understand. Otherwise, I need to rub the board, right. So this is a crystalline lens, बच्चों. Crystalline lens. What is this crystalline lens? It is actually a double convex lens, है ना? It is a double convex lens, है ना? Made by transparent and flexible tissue. Yes, it is made by flexible tissue. See, you don't get surprised. We can see nearby object as well as far off object. नज़दीक में क्या चीज़ें हैं वो भी आपको दिखाई दे रही है, ठीक है, और दूर जो सुदूर जो चीज़ें हैं वो भी आपको दिखाई दे रही है. हाउ इज दिस पॉसिबल? I mean, you have discussed in just previous classes. What is the position of image that depends upon the position of object placed in front of the lenses. So here, in all possible cases, we are placing the object at different position. Image distance to fix, it is fixed for you. In your case, image distance is this only. I mean, this is the spherical shape. Of course, the dia of this shape is almost 2.3 centimeter. Right, this let me tell you. So this is the image distance for your lens. Image distance is fixed, okay. Object distance is not fixed. Now can you believe without changing the focal length we are able to form the image on retina exactly for all possible cases? That means there is something who is doing role play here, and that the thing is this, the lens. So this lens is made by transparent and flexible tissue दोस्तों, और ये जो फ्लेक्सिबल टिश्यू से बने होने के वजह से इसकी जो शेप है वो ये थिकर होती है, समटाइम थिनर होती है, यानी एज पर एज आवर नीड, ठीक है ना. एंड इट हैपन्स ऑटोमेटिक, राइट. So it happens automatic of course, but due to this with the help of the ciliary muscle, ठीक है ना. By aging जो है ciliary muscle जो है become, okay, that we will discuss later on. But here this lens जो है can change its focal length, that you remember. This focal length, this lens जो है change can focal length. So now this crystalline lens, for this crystalline lens, I mean this crystalline lens, for this crystalline lens, ठीक है, I can say that it is a double convex lens. First thing. Second thing, what is the function? It forms a real and inverted image. ठीक है ना, on retina. So this is the main function बच्चों, ठीक है. What is the function of this lens, eye lens in your eyeball? So the main function is to only to form real and inverted image on retina. कहाँ पे इमेज बन रहा है बच्चों? रेटिना पर. रेटिना acts like a screen, right ना? It acts like a screen. Here only I am making you understand retina. So retina बच्चों acts like a screen. It consists of a large number of light sensitive cells in the form of rod type and cone type. Rod type is responsible for intensity of light and cone type is responsible for color of light. Or rod type means this is the rod type and cone type means this is the cone type. So this rod type is responsible for intensity of light, and this cone type is responsible for color of light. Okay, now after retina let us go for optic nerve. After retina, let us go for optic nerve. Now you see what is this optic nerve? It's placed here only at the nerve junction. This is the nerve junction area. ठीक है. Its function is to carry electrical signal, okay, to carry electrical signal to the brain, where brain जो है finally interpret and hence we see the object. Of course, here at retina what happened? Retina consists of large amount of light sensitive cells in the form of rod type and cone type, where rod type is responsible for intensity of light and this cone type cell is responsible for color of light. Now these two जो है ना, they convert light impulse into electrical signal. This electrical signal is further sent to the brain via this optic nerve, which is present at this nerve junction. And here at the in the brain, finally जो है this the brain finally interpret the signal, this signal which is being sent, ठीक है, and hence we see the object, okay, that yes, something is there. So this is the process, this is what happened, okay, in order to see the object. These 5 parts are important for your exam purpose. Clear? Now listen, here one more thing is there, sclera. इसको हम लोग sclera बोलते हैं, sclera. So this sclera is this outermost part, this one, protective layer. Okay, this is of course white in color. Okay, and the function is its function is to protect the eye. Its function is to protect the eye. Now below this area, below this layer, sclera, one more layer is there that is black in color. This layer is called choroid. And what is the function of choroid? To reduce the possible reflection inside the eye. See, as I say that, as I just said that the color of choroid is black in color. So of course its function is to minimize possible reflection inside the human eye. आई के अंदर रिफ्लेक्शन नहीं होने देता है, ठीक है ना. तो जो भी कसर है रिफ्लेक्शन होने की, वो रिफ्लेक्शन नहीं होंगी यहाँ पे. सो दिस इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ choroid. नाउ आफ्टर choroid है ना, लेयर नंबर 3 विच वी कॉल इट रेटिना, दैट यू नो. एंड रेटिना डोंट मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट दे आर थिंकिंग जो है रेटिना इज हियर ओनली. No, it's all about here retina. This whole layer is retina only, and here all parts are connected by this nerve junction, and mainly this optic nerve जो है carry the signal, right? And this area is totally filled with vitreous humor. This is also a jelly-like structure, jelly-like fluid. It provide it maintain the pressure inside, right, to the wall of this retina and all, ठीक है. So that there will be a shape of this eyeball. So mainly it provide a shape to this eyeball, ठीक है. And same thing is here, aqueous humor, है ना. Before the lens and this cornea, one watery like fluid substance is filled here. This is called aqueous humor. And this aqueous humor also, what is the function of this aqueous humor? इसका क्या रोल है, aqueous humor का क्या रोल है? To give this cornea a position, where this vitreous humor give position to this retina, ठीक है. जैसे ये जो vitreous humor है retina को position देता है, उसी तरह ये जो aqueous humor है ये cornea को position देता है, ठीक है. कॉर्निया अपना शेप में, ठीक है, बरकरार रहे. तो एक इंटरनल एक प्रेशर क्रिएट किया, ये भी एक इंटरनल प्रेशर किया क्या. और अल्टीमेटली वी हैव दिस मच जो है स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ डाया दिस 2.3 सेंटीमीटर. दिस इज ड्यू टू दिस एक्वस ह्यूमर एंड विट्रियस ह्यूमर. अंडरस्टैंड? नाउ लेट्स हैव अ क्विक रिकैप हाउ ह्यूमन आई एक्चुअली वर्क. function of human eye, working of human eye. See, light ray coming from object, ठीक है, enters through cornea via pupil, falls on eyeball, eye lens. तो सबसे पहले लाइट जो है ऑब्जेक्ट से चला, कॉर्निया से होते हुए, पिपिल से होते हुए वो कहाँ पे फॉल किया? लेंस पर. लेंस जो है ना फॉर्म्स रियल एंड इन्वर्टेड इमेज ऑन रेटिना. अब लाइट सेंसिटिव सेल्स present on retina convert this light impulse into electrical signal which is further sent to the brain via optic nerve, where brain finally interpret this light impulse, I mean in the form of electrical signal, and hence we see the object. So this is what you need to write in the exam when they will ask you. Most of the time they are asking explain the working of human eye. So how you gonna explain? So this is how you can explain. Light coming from object enter into the cornea via pupil falls on lens. Lens form real inverted image on retina. Retina light sensitive cells are there. These cells convert this light impulse into electrical signal. This signal is further sent to the brain. Brain finally interpret this signal and hence we see the object. So that is what you need to speak up. Clear?